The first drive-in was started by a man named Holling Shed. He started it in his backyard using nothing but a sheet and a projector mounted to the hood of his car. Later it became the first drive-in theater in June 6, 1933 that held 336 cars. The marquee held nothing but the words drive-in theater.
That's an old story, I think, that just about everybody really knows. And I guess it was back in the 30s when they opened the first one. I think the guy opened it mostly almost in his backyard, and then started expanding. And as a matter of fact, I think he had a copyright, and you had to pay him if you wanted to open one up, but that didn't last too long. And they began to open everywhere. It was probably in the early 50s before they really hit a peak. And one thing that kind of made them peak out is when television started getting more popular, and movies kind of hit a low for a few years, and then they started coming back.
We went to see Home Alone after my daughter was born, and by the time we paid for the babysitter, movie tickets, popcorn, even then we had done spent close to $100. And we got to looking for drive-ins and they were gone. And my husband was like, well, maybe we should open one, because there's bound to be other people in the same situation. They can't afford to spend $100 to go to the movies. And then a lot of indoors don't let kids in, especially if they're like little bitty kids, like 2-3 years old, because they tend to cry, they have short attention spans. They want to run around the auditorium, and so we actually started working on trying to figure out how to do this. So me and him both working. Everything I made, we paid the bills with. Everything he made, we saved until the point we could open. Several things come into play as far as how the business goes. With the economy being so bad and the gas prices being as high as what they are, we are seeing more people per vehicle, where normally you may see 2 people, now you may see 6, because you got several of them riding together because of the gas prices. And because of the fact that you can watch 2 to 3 movies for $6, people are finding that it's more affordable, to come here.
I don't necessarily know if drive-in theaters are a threat to indoor theaters. I think that the indoor theater is such a long-held tradition in America. Not to say that the drive-in theater is not just as much of a tradition. It seems like, though, the drive-in theater is more of an old school type tradition that's kind of coming back into the mainstream nowadays. It seems like I have been hearing about them more in the past few years, more popping up again. And I think it's really cool. And I do look forward to having a chance to go see a movie at a drive-in theater. I don't necessarily know if they're going to be a threat to the indoor theater, but I think that they can definitely hold their own and be good competition for the indoor theaters.
been great. You go to the movie theater in a regular movie theater in the city, you're looking at spending $60-80 to take four people out, and you come here and have dinner, eat a meal at the snack bar, whatever, and it's less than $40.
I know my sister came out one time, her husband, and 2 sons, and they said they bought enough food for $20. You couldn't do that in a walk-in if you had to, so the pricing has a lot to do with it too.
The thing I like about drive-ins is probably because that you can, get outside, throw a frisbee around, play football, before your movie. You get to bring your own car, and you don't have to deal with other people sitting next to you, and problems about other people getting everything dirty and stuff. It's pretty nice. I like it here. It's a really fun environment.
What I like about the drive-in, especially tonight, like Larry said, it's been like a step back in time. It's, you're out in the fresh air, you see people happy and just, it's just, you're not just crammed into a room.
I think there's still more to come, but I don't know, I don't think it's going to be overwhelming like it was originally. But I do believe that they are coming back, and I think they'll be scattered about.